Welcome to the 2026 RT66 Athlete Briefing for the Olympic Tri. I'm your race director, Alina Croy. So this event is the 2026 USAT Oklahoma State Championships for age group, high school, and club. So what does that mean? What that means is, as the official state championship, the overall winners will have state champion titles. USAT also provided certificates for the top 3 finishers and also age group certificates as well. And results count towards national rankings and qualifications. Generally, with races, the top 15 will qualify for nationals, but since this is a state championship, the top 35% will qualify for nationals. So if going to nationals is something that you're looking to do or interested in, racing at this event is a great deal for you because you've got a 20% higher chance that you will qualify for nationals. Let's talk about packet pickup. We've got 2 options for you to pick up your packet. The first one is Thursday, May 28th at Al's Bicycle in Edmond. The address is on our site from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the second one is Friday, May 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at the race venue, Edmond Park Beach. Please note that no race day packet pickup is allowed unless authorized in advance by the race director. Now, what's in your bag? For the Olympic athletes, you will have your swim cap, bike stickers, a t-shirt if you registered before the cutoff, your bib, and your timing chip. And also from our friends at Visit Edmond, you will have some discounted dining options for restaurants here in Edmond. If you're a newbie, we care about your experience and new athletes. All of our athletes, but specifically our new athletes. So at Packet Pickup, we will have a new athlete liaison available to answer any questions that you have. You will also have in your packet, if you told us during registration that you're new, a white bracelet that we'd like you to wear during race day and after, letting us know out on the course that you're new so that we can make sure we give you some extra encouragement to get you to that finish line. This photo illustrates the 2 places your bike sticker can go on your bike, on your top tube and your seat post. Just make sure that your sticker is not covering your brake line. Let's talk about parking. Parking is available on the main sports field on Midwest Boulevard, the road that you drive in to the park. There is also overflow parking available at the next entrance down off of 2nd Street. It's Central Street Park Marina. Now it is about a mile walk from there. So that is available, but obviously less than ideal. I'll show you a map here in just a second. The entry fee is covered for athletes and volunteers on Saturday only. So please keep that in mind if you're coming to packet pickup on a Friday. And then if you want to have friends or family come spectate to race, carpooling is a good idea if you don't want to pay or don't have a pass if you don't live in Edmond and don't come to Lake Arcadia often. Here's a photo of the 2 parking options. Number 1 is that primary one right off of Midwest Boulevard, and that secondary parking lot right there in the blue trail just shows the walk from the secondary parking lot to the race area. So race morning, what's that look like? We have a tight timeline, which is why we try to limit the number of race day packet pickup because we want to get moving and get the race started as soon as possible. So transition will open for our TRI-OKC members at 6 a.m. and then 10 minutes later, it opens for all of our other athletes. Transition closes right at 7, and then our Olympic distance athletes will start at 7:15. Here is a photo of the race venue and how we'll have things set up. If you're doing packet pickup or anything, it'll be at that blue box at the Osage Pavilion, and then transition will be at that parking lot for Edmond Beach Park, and then we'll have restrooms there's some built restrooms right there, but also we'll have some additional porta potties, and then that red cross is where we'll have the medical tent, and then you can see the start and finish lines. So safety is our top priority here at TRI-OKC. We are actively monitoring the weather, which is part of the reason we wait until kind of close in the week to send this email out, because this is Oklahoma and the weather changes constantly. This year, we are looking at probably about 50% chance of rain for race start and then throughout the time that we'll be at the lake. Again, that could change at any point. Not looking at too high of winds. Surface winds about 5 miles an hour, which is great. Temperature, at start about 70 degrees, and it doesn't look like we're going to climb too high, probably because that high chance of rain, 50%-ish. We do also have a slight chance for storms. We will race in the rain, but we will not race if there is lightning or hail or extremely gusty winds. We will make that call, race morning or as the conditions present themselves. We'll post any of those changes to social media and also via email. And then if we're at the venue, obviously we'll do that through public address. We do have the option with a triathlon to alter the format through via a shortened swim or a modified bikes, canceling the swim, things of that nature. We'll do our best to present the race as fully as possible while keeping everyone safe. Let's talk about entering transition. You want to make sure that you're ready to go to keep that line moving smoothly. Before entering, you're going to make sure that that timing chip that was in your packet is on your left ankle. Make sure your helmet is out and available. One of the stickers you'll receive goes on the front of your helmet. Make sure it's on. Also, make sure your bike sticker is applied. We do have open racking in transition, meaning racking is not assigned by a bib number. We do have up to 6 bikes per rack, which is why being a TRI-OKC member pays off in that you can get into transition before everyone else and rack where you prefer. And then lastly, transition is an athlete's area only. Friends, family members, kiddos are not allowed. Here are some photos of a typical transition setup. You don't need to bring everything in the kitchen sink for your transition setup. You really just need the things you need on race day. Please be mindful of other athletes and don't bring too much stuff, and you want to keep your area neat and tidy. And also don't touch anyone else's stuff. That's one way to not make any friends. Keep your hands to yourself. Let's talk about swim gear. The swim kit that's in your bag is required for safety and also for accountability. The different distances are accounted for by swim color. This chart shows you the temperature of the water and whether or not wetsuits are allowed. Historically, this race is wetsuit permitted. And based on the current temperature we're looking at it, it's been in the mid to low 70s, and based on the rain and current temperature outside, I don't anticipate that will change. We will make the final call race morning, and then I'll go measure it Friday as well, and I'll post that on social media. So if you're interested in wearing the wetsuit, go ahead and bring it. Better to have it and not need it. Obviously, you'll need your timing chip, and snorkels, personal buoys, and other items are not allowed on the race. The swim course for our Olympic athletes, you will swim a 1,500 meter course. It is 2 laps, and then you will see, based on swim time, we have some signs that will hold up along the line to show you where to stage. It is a time trial start where we will let 3 to 4 athletes in the water every few seconds. And you will be running or returning to transition along the sand and then a partly grass area. Occasionally there are stickers, so plan accordingly with flip-flops or things of that nature. We'll lay down some carpet, but it doesn't always cover the full way. It's a little bit of a jaunt back, so watch your step and plan accordingly. Here is the swim course, you'll see it's a pretty straightforward swim out to the first turn and basically turn around and come back. For Olympics, you'll, instead of returning back, when you get back to where you started, parallel to the shore, just make another right turn and go back for another lap of fun. We will have kayak support out there for you, keeping an eye on things. So after you finish your swim and enter transition, you will enter from the east side and bike out on the west. Leave your swim cap, goggles, and other swim equipment in that area. You'll want to make sure that you put on and clip your helmet before you touch your bike. We'll also have a dismount line on the outside of transition and a volunteer there. You cannot get on your bike until after that line. Here is an aerial view of transition and the logistics. You can get a flow for traffic, and that also shows you the path that you'll be taking leaving transition to enter after the swim. What do you need on the bike? obviously a bike in safe working order. We will make sure that you have your oh gosh, can't do the word, bar plugs, excuse me, in. If you don't have them, we have some that we can get for you race morning, but generally we prefer you have those. A helmet is required, non-negotiable, and then make sure you don't try to bring any audio devices with you. That does include those bone conducting items. You need to be fully aware of yourself and your surroundings during the race and on the course. Sunglasses as needed, and then hydration and timing chip. Let's talk about the course. For our Olympic distance, it is a 40K open course. Know the route. It is your responsibility to look now. The Garmin file and maps are posted on the website. So look at those now and be less stressed on race day. We will have an Edmond Police Department presence. They are not responsible for directing you or telling you where to go. Their job is to keep cars off the course and keep you safe. This is a USAT sanctioned race, so no drafting is allowed. Drafting, we'll talk about this in a pre-race briefing on race morning, but basically leave 6 bikes in front, 6 bikes length of space between you and the athlete in front of you. Once you go to pass and there's less than that, you have 25 seconds to do so. If you're a slower athlete or you're just in it to have a good time, stay on the right. Faster athletes should always pass on the left by making themselves known, on your left, things of that nature. And we do have SAG support on the course provided by our friends at Wheeler Dealer. So if you have a mechanical issue, a flat, something like that you can't change on your own, pull to the side of the road. And then as they come by in their vehicle, they'll have their hazards on, put your hand up, and they'll know to pull over and help you. There are no aid stations on the bike due to the distance, and also that just complicates things with safety and having athletes grab things. So bring your own hydration for the bike and plan accordingly. Here's a picture of the bike course. We will actually have a couple additional officers versus what this image shows, so that's always a good thing. And then please note that about halfway through the course, right after the 6-mile mark, there is the sprint turnaround down at the bottom of the screen. So be aware and mindful of that you will have sprint athletes turning. You do start before the sprint athletes, so you shouldn't encounter them turning too much, but on your way back, be mindful. They have been instructed to watch for you when turning around, but just be mindful of that and slow down when going through that area. You'll be able to tell where it is on the course as well because there'll be signage. So you do have 2 turnarounds. So the reds are your outs, and then your blues are back in. It is a 1 loop course. You do not repeat this. It's just an out and back. There is a no passing zone on this race. It's very important that you know where it is and abide by it. It's right on your way out and back in from Midwest City Boulevard. So before you even get out onto Route 66, this piece of road on Midwest Boulevard, there's bike traffic and there's run traffic on this little stretch of road. So it's important that you slow down. A race will not be won or lost on this little piece. So slow down and don't pass anyone. We will have eyes on that part of the course. It's not worth a penalty. So slow down and please follow that rule. Once you finish the bike and enter into transition 2, you will re-enter from the west side, like we showed on that graphic. And in the reverse order of mounting your bike, you have to get off of that bike before the dismount line, and then make sure you leave your helmet on and clipped until you've racked your bike back in transition. And then you will run out on the east side the same way you came in after the swim. What do you need for the run? Running shoes, hopefully. Your run bib, again, similar to the bike. We don't wear headphones or any audio bone conducting headphones on the run. Any hydration, there are aid stations on the run, including one just outside of transition that you'll have access to. And sunglasses, hat, and again, that timing chip. So let's talk about the course. Unlike the bike, your run course is a 2-loop course, 10K. Again, it is your responsibility, so pay attention so you know where you're going and save yourself some heartbreak on race day. You will have a total of 4 visits to an aid station, not including the one outside of transition. USAT rules apply, as this is a sanctioned event. Again, stay on the right if you're walking or running at a slower pace. Your bib must be visible at all times, and your torso must be covered. So here is the map. It is white arrows on the way out and red on the way back in. Note your turnaround, and then those little blue squares with the spout and the cup are where your aid stations are located. That blue X or purple X right there, you just have a crossing. And then that no draft zone is indicated by the two purple bells. That's where you'll be basically in the path with the bike traffic as well. So you'll note right there that purple call out towards the bottom of your screen, that is the turnaround. So on your first trip back, you will turn left when you get back on Midwest Boulevard. And that little key, I'll show you a zoomed in photo right now. So right there, right when you come up to where the parking is, the street doesn't have a name. It's just a small street. We'll have a sign there, but on your first trip back, you will come back on this little cutout the same way you came in, or came out, excuse me, and there'll be a turnaround there. It's your responsibility to know to do that. Otherwise, you will short the course. So turn around and then go do the course the second time. When you come back in to finish, only when you finish, you will not go do that cut again. You will go straight on Midwest City Boulevard and go straight to the finish line. The finish arch will be parallel to the parking lot where transition is on Midwest Boulevard. It'll be easy to see, and we'll have some volunteers there. But again, they're not going to know if you're on your first lap, if you're on your second, if you're a sprint athlete who only does this once. So it's your responsibility to be aware of what you're doing and to know if you're on your first or second lap. So again, it's your responsibility to know the course, your responsibility not to short the course. Pay attention, know what you're doing. If you have questions about this, ask now. Once you finish, enjoy that moment. You have completed a state championship. This is not an easy course. There are hills. So you'll have earned that awesome finisher medal. We will have water and snacks at the finish line. Stick around for the awards, and then we will send a post-race survey in the day or two after the event. We do want to hear from you. We take that feedback very seriously. What we did well, what we did not do well, and can do better next year. So please fill that out. And we do give away a race entry for the next year. So to those that fill out the survey. And then new this year, we do have a professional photographer that will be on site Saturday taking photos for us. Mile 90 photography. They do a lot of the trail, those really big, long ultra trail races. Check them out in advance. They take amazing photos. Good grief. So we're excited to have them. If you have questions, things I haven't covered or I've confused you about, we're here. Please reach out to us either on social media. You can DM us, or you can hit us up on one of these email addresses. We're happy to answer any questions, or we'll be at Packet Pickup. You can ask us there. And lastly, thank you so much to our partners and sponsors. This race doesn't happen without them. Special shout out to Visit Edmond, who have been amazing to work with. They've been our title sponsor at this event. So if you are looking for something to do this weekend, or going to come back to Edmond, which is an amazing city to live and work in and visit, Visit Edmond has all the information, including on where the best places to stay, the best places to eat. They have an event calendar on all the cool things going on in Edmond, and even some discounts if you go check out. If you go from their website to the places to go, there's discounts for going through them. So check them out. They've got all the best information. We're excited to race with you guys this weekend, and we'll see you soon.